Hey guys, welcome back. We changed clothes.
We did. Sorry, we went super long. I had to go home and take a shower. It was rough.
So, welcome back to this episode. If you like what you're seeing, you can find us at Twitter at Casual Try Pod.
Yep. Facebook, Casual Try Hard MTG. And you can email us at show@casualtryhardmtg.com.
Please enjoy the rest of the episode. Thanks.
Yep.
All right. So, I think we've gotten to viewer question time.
Yeah.
So, we're going to kind of use these questions to kind of talk about some cards we maybe didn't put on our list.
Skipped over.
Yeah.
The ones that maybe other people were more excited than we were.
Yeah. So, we have Embodiment of Agonies.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a loaded question.
Yeah.
We were asked by Bradley Whaley, is this a bomb or is it a super bomb?
I mean, you remember Bradley Whaley, right?
Sure.
Dubious Challenge
Okay.
from the last location.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So, Embodiment of Agonies, 1 black.
Mm-hmm.
For Flying Death Touch.
0/0.
0/0.
Yep.
Yikes. So, Embodiment of Agonies enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each different mana cost among non-land cards in your graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
So, 1 of the black and black
are different.
different mana costs.
And they're also both different than hybrid red-black, hybrid red-black.
Yes. If the mana costs aren't exactly the same,
They're different.
they're different. If they're not the same, they're different.
X is different than 0.
Yes.
0 is different than no casting cost, I believe, right?
This again feels like a card from Modern Horizons. It just didn't quite make it.
Yeah.
Can we go with the third?
He kind of looks like Dad too.
He does, but his horns are down.
Yeah.
But he also has like things screaming out of his chest.
Yeah.
I guess people that he ate.
Maybe.
So
I feel your pain. It's exquisite.
there we go. I think he is the opposite of a bomb.
I mean, it's gonna win you a game in limited.
If you draw it late enough, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, but early in the game, it's just gonna sit in your hand.
Well, right, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know how aggressive this limited format's gonna be, but
I think it's gonna be painfully slow just based on some of the cards.
Yeah, I do too. Which I think that's fine.
Yeah.
I think it's a limited bomb.
Okay.
And even if you make it small, it's got Death Touch. It'll trade with something like 3 mana removal spells.
Yeah,
not awful.
I think where you can expect it is like a 3 mana 3/3 Flying Death Touch on like turn 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is kind of like where it might happen the most. It might be like a 3 mana 2/2 on 5 or 6. I think that is the kind of the line for it. Yeah, and I think it also depends on how you build your deck. If you have ways to put stuff in your graveyard.
Yeah.
Today I was listening to someone who's talking about Citrus Supplier or like Glowspore Shaman.
Yeah, I was actually just thinking about that. You could almost run it in the old like Molder Hulk deck, right?
Yeah, it is a kind of a card for that deck as well. So
if you guys bought the green-black Challenger deck, this might be a good upgrade for you.
Yeah, I don't know what it would go in for, but it is a deck that is looking to put stuff in its graveyard.
Yep.
And this is a way to, get some value off of that.
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you go Citrus Supplier and then Glowspore Shaman, maybe you do get 4 different casting costs and you have a 3 mana 4/4. Yeah.
And if you hit like a Molder Hulk and
get hit a lot of spells.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The split cards work.
Yeah, but do they count as 2 different casting costs?
No, it's just 1, but like it's casting cost you're not ever going to get.
But it's that's its converted mana cost. So do the split cards count as... So they add together to make the converted mana cost.
I don't know. Let's call it judge.
Yeah, we should like audible here.
Yeah.
Again,
I don't know the answer for this.
I'm sure it's in the release notes somewhere.
You know what we'll do? We'll put this in the description.
We will.
Okay.
We'll ask for
help. We'll figure
help.
this out and then we'll put it in the description.
There we go. We'll look at that for you.
Yep.
Anyway.
So bomb or super bomb? I don't know that it's bomb or super bomb. I think it's going to be good in limited. Like, you're going to play it if you open it in limited. I think it's an oddly specific build-around card that you may or may not be incentivized to build around other than this particular card. But I wouldn't be surprised to see it at some point. Yeah, it wouldn't shock me if it made it into a deck.
It has a chance of being an undercosted big flyer.
Yeah.
But it also has the problem of it could be just like an overcosted 1/1 flyer.
Right.
And it's just which one of those you're going to get more consistent.
Yeah.
And can your like deck building
I have no idea.
Support it. All right.
We'll find out.
Next one.
Send us a deck list, Bradley Whaley.
Yeah, there we go. Next card is Bag of Holding.
Yeah.
So
Jason Stofa asked about this one. He wanted us to evaluate the card, which we will do, and give its implications on Commander, which I don't know if we will do.
I feel like it's like a troll.
Yeah. So Bag of Holding is a artifact. Costs 1 mana. It says whenever you discard a card, exile it from your graveyard. You can pay 2, tap it to draw a card, then discard a card. You can pay 4 and tap it and sacrifice it to return all card exiled with Bag of Holding to their owner's hand.
So it lets you loot.
Mm-hmm. Kind of reminds me of like Azor's Gateway.
Yeah, it's similar.
Yep.
You didn't get those cards back, right?
They just you got a different payoff for it. But...
Yeah. But no, they just went under it. It was 2 mana loot.
Yep.
So I think that this could be. I've heard people talk about it in like big red decks.
Mm-hmm.
If
like the new treasure map.
Yeah, in the treasure map spot.
Yep.
Where you need to smooth out your draw, and then late in the game it's gonna like let you refill.
Yeah.
It is a little more fragile.
Yeah.
But there's not a ton of artifact hate in the format.
Yeah, it actually might. That actually sounds pretty good to me because big red, like you don't want in your opening hand to have big Chandra in there, big Chandra, and this lets you tuck it away, get a replacement for it, and then bring it back later.
Yeah,
I can dig it.
And remember, it's not cards that you discard with Bag of Holding; it's cards discard from anywhere. So, like if you Bag of Holding on one, or get Thought Erasure, or I was gonna say like if you Tormenting Voice,
that works.
You can buy that card gets bought back later,
or Chart of Course.
Yeah, so there are ways that you can like fill your Bag of Holding quickly, and then you just have to get to the mana. So it could incentivize you to discard spells.
Yeah.
Again, I think it has a home in like big red or like a mono black deck.
Yeah.
But
it's going to be like an oddly specific shell, though, right? Something without a whole lot of access to card selection.
Exactly. Like it's going to make up for the card selection that you don't have.
Yeah.
Now in Commander, I feel like there's a lot of ways to draw cards.
Yeah, I don't think you need this in Commander.
Yeah, again, I don't jam Commander games, but it seems like there's enough big, flashy stuff to do that...
Yeah.
And now, I don't know, are we going to play like one with nothing?
No.
Okay, just making
sure. That just seems bad.
Just making sure that card spikes randomly.
Although, like this, it might be kind of cool in... I know you're going to like defer to James on this one.
Yes, we're going to
But this might be kind of cool in like a Locust God deck.
Okay.
Because Locust God decks tend to play like a whole bunch of wheel effects.
Okay.
And this just lets you rebuy. Like everything you pitch with your wheels, it lets you rebuy.
Yeah.
Which is kind of neat.
Yeah, like Wheel of Fortune or Windfall. And then
Wheel of Fate, whatever.
And then just like pay 4 and like draw 10.
Yeah, or more.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So there could be something there. I think like being a 4-mana activated ability, I think kind of holds it down a little bit.
Yeah.
If it was like 3, like you could maybe like, Winds of Change, stuff all your cards under there and draw cards. I guess Winds of Change, you shuffle it in. Crap.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Stupid old Legends cards.
What about Days Undoing? Does that discard first and then shuffle, or does that shuffle?
I think you shuffle your hand in.
It doesn't say discard.
And I think it's like you shuffle your hand in your graveyard into your library.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a weird card.
It is. If you can find a way to like use it to be like a draw 14 or something, then maybe there's something there for you.
Maybe.
Or
what if you use it with Waste Knot? Does this work with Waste Knot?
Wasteland doesn't give you a discard outlet. It works with Zombie Infestation.
Oh, you know what else it works with?
What?
Bear Assault.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we can Bear Assault.
Yeah, rebuy them, Bear Assault some more.
Just Seismic Assault. But yeah.
Yeah, but that's not as cool as Bear Assault.
4? Are you dead?
Are you dead yet?
No, damn. I was dead 2 turns ago because it's modern? Oh, no.
I don't know. It's a neat card. I don't know little. It's definitely more of a casual card, I think.
I think so as well. I think it might have a home in a specific tier 2 standard deck.
Yep.
But I don't see it being like a tier 1 kind of card because like Azra's Gateway just seems like was a better payoff.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit more work.
Yeah.
But
and it saw almost no play.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Goblin Ringleader.
Mm-hmm.
So Goblin Ringleader is 3 in a red for 2/2 with haste.
Yeah, it is.
And when he comes into play, you look at the top. You reveal the top 4 cards of your library, and you put all the goblins that you reveal into your hand.
Yep.
And the one we call Chuckles.
Yeah.
Would like to know.
Chris Nyquist.
Chris Nyquist.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't realize it was his real name. I thought it was just Chuckles. I thought it was Mr. Chuckles.
Well, I mean, it's mostly Chuckles. But...
Yes. Does this make Modern Goblins viable?
I don't know if this by itself makes Modern Goblins viable, but Goblin's got a whole bunch of new toys, so maybe.
I think it depends on what version of Goblins can be viable.
Right, so if you're looking to play like a toolbox version, Goblin Matron is just better.
Yeah.
And is currently modern legal.
Yeah, so Goblin Matron plus Goblin Ringleader make Legacy Goblins this grindy value deck. The things that we're missing in Modern to make that work is like Wasteland or Shot and Port.
Right.
Right. We don't have the mana denial pieces to make like a grindy Goblin strategy work.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Goblins is better than like Death and Taxes.
Right.
Right, because they're like occupying the same space.
Yeah. Goblins in Modern has traditionally more been an explosive aggro deck.
Yeah, where you're just trying to get people dead with Goblin Grenades.
Yeah, you're just Goblin Grenading people to death. So I don't know.
I know. It lets you build another version of Goblins that is a slow, grindy, value-oriented deck. But is that what we're about?
I have no idea.
Yeah. I think if the format allows that kind of deck, it could be viable.
Yeah, it's 4 mana. A 4-mana Goblin probably does not go in the Goblin Grenade deck, though.
No, you're not trying to get value and draw multiple cards there.
Right.
You're trying to like dead some people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but when you're trying to Sting Scourger and like the Goblin that blows up a land, I don't know if that one's modern legal.
I don't know that one.
But anyway, like if you're trying to do that, then this fits in that because you're just trying to accrue value each turn.
Right.
So what's up next here? All right. How are the Scrylands going to affect Standard?
All right. So what's a Scryland?
So they're lands that enter the battlefield tapped.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting the enemy colors. So we're getting like red, white. So we're getting Temple of Triumph. We're getting Temple of Epiphany, which is red, blue.
Yep. Temple of Mystery, blue, green. Temple of Melody, black, green. And Temple of Silence, white, black.
Correct. They enter tapped and you get to scry one.
Mm-hmm.
So one thing is they're probably going to make the aggro decks lean more towards being one color.
Yes.
Because you can't play a guild gate.
Right.
Right. So once the check lands rotate out, right? If these are the only lands you have as your another dual land to go with your shocks, probably makes it so you can't have aggressive 2-color decks.
Yeah.
So that does on some level slow down Standard because it will remove some of those decks, and it makes it so you just have more information and you get to play more games. Yeah.
The lands last time they were in Standard were a lot better than people thought at first.
Yeah.
When the Scrylands were spoiled, especially coming right out of Ravnica with some of the best lands ever printed. In the Shocklands, people were kind of down on these. And then as the format evolved, the Scrylands kind of led to a different deck building constraint. People wanted to play slower games, a little bit grindier, like mid-rangey decks.
You are going to probably play more lands.
Yeah.
Because with a Scryland, if you keep a 3-land hand and you need action, you play your Scryland and it's a land, I can just put it on the bottom.
Yeah.
And later and if you have a 2-land hand, you can keep that as well.
Yeah.
Because more than likely, if you're playing 26 lands, if there's a spell there, you can bottom it and more than likely hit a land in your next 2 turns.
So the other thing that I want to make a mention of is last time these were in Standard, we had a different mulligan rule.
We did. That was just the regular old, boring mulligan rule, yeah.
Before, there was no scry.
Yeah.
And now we're going to have an even different mulligan rule.
Yeah.
As soon as these go into Standard, we get the London Mull, where you get to look at 7 and then put cards on the bottom. So you get to scry basically whatever you've mulliganed. Kind of, sort of. But it kind of I remember playing in this Standard where you were kind of incentivized to mulligan a little bit to get a better hand because of the Scrylands.
Yeah.
You could make sure your hand was going to be good. And I don't know if that's going to have the exact same effect this time around because we get an even better mulligan rule.
Yeah. But they are just going to let you play more games.
Right.
Because they're going to help you fix sketchy hands. Because there's a lot of hands, a lot of 7s you would keep if you could get a scry on your top card.
Yeah.
And now you're going to.
Yeah.
Right? You're like, oh man, I have two lands and a 3-drop.
Yeah.
I need this top card to be a land. I don't want to draw a spell here.
Yeah.
Now you can throw. Now you know you're going to have that scry, that extra look.
Right.
And that's something that will probably slow the games down.
Yep, absolutely. It's going to make mid-range decks better.
Yeah.
It's going to make control decks better.
Because they get card selection just out of their lands.
Right.
So, and with the, it might not be as super pronounced effect now. Because right now we're kind of torn.
Yeah.
Where we've got the check lands that say play a bunch of basic cards with basic land types.
Right.
And then we have the and so we don't want to dilute out the number of basics we have. But the decks that are Nexus occasionally plays a stray Guildgate or 2.
Right.
That just becomes
way
a temple.
better than a Guildgate.
That's just a Temple of Mystery
or Gruul
now.
sometimes played a random Guildgate.
Yeah, or 3.
Yeah.
So any deck that was playing,
we're not getting red-green ones.
Yeah, but any deck that was playing a Guildgate, this is just far and away a better card.
Yep.
I've been playing the Boros Feather deck, and I've not been playing Guildgates, but I'll probably put 2 temples in, just to make my mana better.
Yep.
And the hands that are 1 creature, 3 pump spells. It's I could really use another creature here.
Land's gonna help you find one.
Exactly.
Yep.
So
I dig it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do stuff.
All right. Well, thanks, Jesse. That was a good question.
So, podcast dad Juan.
Yeah.
And Jesse want to know about Brought Back.
Specifically in Modern.
Yes, the baby Second Sunrise.
Yep. So Brought Back is a white instant. It's white. Choose up to 2 target permanent cards in your graveyard that were put there from the battlefield this turn. Return them to the battlefield tapped.
So, I think the thing that everyone gravitated towards first is on turn 2, I sack 2 fetch lands.
Right.
And then I get to bring those 2 fetch lands back.
And you died to Hogak.
Yeah, you were dead.
Yep.
It was all the value.
Yep.
You had it set up, all the value, you were dead.
Yep.
So that's one problem.
Yeah.
I've also heard people bring up if you just down take a Planeswalker and kill it, and then just bring it back with Brought Back, that's perfectly fine.
Yep.
Right, you like...
There's a lot of good value creatures in Modern too that this can work well with, and white is typically in like value colors.
Yeah.
Like those green white like value town decks that run all the creatures with like enters the battlefield stuff like Eternal Witness and whatever.
Okay. Through the breach, you sack the creature.
Whew. Well, that's pretty neat.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Goryo's?
You exile it.
Goryo's is exiled.
Goryo's Vengeance and Footsteps of the Goryo both exile. But, right, you do have, like...
Ball Lightnings.
Ball Lightnings, yeah.
Oh, no, it doesn't work with Ball Lightnings.
Why not? Oh, they just die.
They just die again.
They die again.
Yeah.
Oh.
Also, like red, black,
white.
red, white. It's probably asking a bit of your mana base.
A little. But there might be some weird things that you can do. Plain-bound accomplice.
Oh, yeah, that's cute.
Pay a red, put in a Nicol Bolas. Pay white.
Big Papa Garuk.
Yeah. Pay white, bring them back.
Yeah.
At the end of turn.
Yeah, that's cute.
So...
Like Ugin Karn.
Yeah.
Bring them both back.
So we might be definitely stretching here. Yeah, there could be some things, but like, is it worth the setup? Like, you have to be able to do something busted.
Yeah, I think what most people were thinking of was the fetch land thing, and I don't think that's good enough.
No, I think it's too
because
slow.
that's relying on this being in your opening hand and you taking the first turn off to do nothing.
And your second turn is
get 2 mana ahead.
And like, we can just go through a bunch of decks that doesn't matter.
And also, like, if you're playing, obviously this is, you want to play fetch lands. That's how this works, is with fetch lands. You're starting the game at 10 life.
Maybe, yeah.
Like, that doesn't seem great either.
Seems super bad.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think the fetch land thing is where you want to be with this card. I could see it being part of like an engine, similar to like Rally of the Ancestors or something like that.
Yeah.
Where you're, just looking to recur some value.
Sack a couple things, bring them back, sack them again.
Yeah. Or if you're in like an Eternal Witness deck or something like that, like Kitchen Finks, like that might be kind of cool. But as far as working with fetch lands, I don't think that's where you want to be.
Yeah. Like I said, what you do with it has to be busted and definitively win you the game.
Yep. Time out! Whoa!
What's wrong?
We went too long.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah, sorry.
So there's going to be another episode after this, so find us down on the YouTubes and watch the rest of this.
Yeah, hopefully you like what you see.